Please clap those hands and get very loud for David Merriken.
That was awesome. You guys are a lot of fun. I'm glad to be up near the end where people care less, but y'all are still paying attention. Every great story in life, like throughout history, fairy tales and whatnot, always starts with once upon a time. I see why y'all are getting so pumped. The sound system here is awesome. That's what it is. Like, you feel like a pro. You're like, actually, hold on. All right, I have some childhood trauma I haven't fully written into a joke. Let me just jump into this real quick. Talk about how I can't brush teeth. My dentist drilled me. Now I think I'm gay too. We had the 1851. We doing this shit? Fuck it, let's go. Every great story, every great fairy tale, once upon a time. I'm still gonna do the bit. I don't care. Once upon a time. Every great veteran story always starts with, I don't want to talk about it. It's Memorial Day. I figured I'd remember some of the people that are dead. All my veteran friends are mostly alive. That's good. That's good. No, they're dead on the inside, but they're like in a body still. We can't remember them yet because they can't remember themselves. It always starts like 10 beers in. He's like, boy, I'm going to tell you something. And that's like the second phrase of Once Upon a Time. It's coming again. And you're like 15 shots of, man, this thing is like dry humping too. What the fuck is happening? It's 92 degrees on this microphone. I think my favorite time was like when Grandpa finally got sick and they told him like he was going to die and he finally like believed the doctor. Because that's the only thing that kills a veteran is the loss of their belief of him. Never mind. It's not important. They finally believed it, and it was like a 2-minute drill at football. He's like, all right, everybody huddle up. These are the things that I've done. You're going to have to go along. This is why I hate you, Kenny. Here's why this happened. Here's why you got left outside with a chain around you. Look, it was weird times in World War II. And I remember that so vividly that when my dad got drunk enough to tell me about Vietnam, I was like, you know what, actually, let's just do another shot. I want to be a little bit drunker for those memory pops. And we got into it. And I found out my dad went to Vietnam and then just stayed on the boat and did radar. And I don't know why he acts so crazy. It's like no real reason. Sir, you were in the Navy. You never even touched your feet on anything. Like you were just in the Navy. But it is nice to get a window, because I have a bunch of crazy ex-friends and regular friends. It depends on which branch they were, if we're always friends or not. I was in the Marine Corps, and if they were, it's like, you don't get to say no. The craziest people show up on Thanksgiving. Okay. Y'all weren't at my house. It was Steady Eddie and Jeffrey Carter. Woo! Two very unstable Marines who we talked about how we're not going to fight over a wishbone for about 35 minutes during that day. And then we all did a puzzle and smoked pot. Veterans are weird creatures. We don't like anime, it scares us. There's loud moving things. We're not a part of this, you know? I was chatting up this girl on the internet today and I realized she was a robot. It's like when it was all too good to be true. She had no problems, no complaints. She's talking about how much she loved learning English. It's like you're not learning it that well. You're falling apart on grammar and general use of words, and I don't think we have that many umlauts. But she had all the right things, you know, like red flags, right? The too good to be true, the too other stuff. I'll get into that in a second. We'll come back to it. I know I haven't grown up as a person because I fought a fly for 4 hours today.
Who won?
We'll get to that part. It started, I was behind, all right? I was losing. He had the open space of the entire establishment. And you only hear him like a broken fire alarm. It's like the second you lay down or do something else, beep, beep. I know one of these fucking smoke detectors is out. I don't know which one, but I will find you. That's how that fly was for my whole morning. Except the moment where I was eating food and comfortable. That moment, he buzzed me twice like Top Gun Maverick just coming over the tower. I was like, oh, okay, my hands are full, you come in hot. All those 5,000 eyes, you definitely can see normal things. It went on, but later, he messed up. He was taking a shower. I didn't have the right toilet paper. It's not important why I was in the shower. I just got committed to the time. I was in there. I was like, hey, I gotta smell good for comedy or whatever. I didn't know the sound system was gonna be like this. Y'all think I look good for y'all. No, this is for the microphone and sound system. That's what I'm here for. Now, he showed up in the bathroom with me, and that's when I knew I was like still a child. I gave up on toweling myself. I was completely butt naked, shut the doors, like brought my little like salt shooter out that shoots. Look, I was trained to be an assaultman, all right? My entire life. And I will not be taken down by some insect in my own house.
Hell yeah.
On Memories Day, I'm not going to keep this one. I'm not in here drinking at noon to put up with you fucking fly. I slow down, man. Not enough that I won't be on the floor probably about 45 the way you talked about your days. But just enough that I can still take out a fucking fly. I trapped him in the shower for a second. I caught him with a towel at least 5 times. I'm popping him like it's a bar towel just after this fly. And I remember I finally got him down, but he wasn't all the way down. And like the marine in me took over and I picked this thing up. This is by like one wing. I like carried him over, flushed him. The old goldfish death, motherfucker. That's what you do. That's how I lost most of my pets as a child. So that's the only way I know how to bury things. I hope another person doesn't die in my house. Yeah, I finally got that tattoo. Yeah, AI guy rolls are getting real. The fly, salt shooter. I talk about how much I love hash browns and how disappointed I am with the time on the clock being 10:01. Okay, I'll get into it. I was up the other day at like 9 in the morning. And by I was up, I meant I was still up because I was hanging out with you degenerates. For whatever reasons you want to pick, I don't know, pick your favorite alphabet letter and then name a drug after that. Probably one of those was involved. Yeah, it's only bad when you start shooting up right before you freebase. It's also bad at other times. Okay, cool. It is. But I distinctly remember, like, hey man, I've made a lot of bad decisions to get to this point in my day. I'm gonna make a good decision. I'm gonna bring something good into my life. That's gonna be hash browns.
Hell yeah.
Made by McDonald's. Because I'm not going to make these fucking things. You got to wait 5 minutes, flip them. In my condition, I'm still drinking from the whiskey. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good story.
I'll keep going.
Do the tail.
Do the tail of the hash browns.
Yeah.
All right, so all of this really happened. I'm trying to lighten this up for you guys. I got a little bit of road rage on the way there. I was pretty fucking pissed off. Like, the whole ass sun was out. And then, like, I was driving in and I'm dodging stuff, and, like, people are out at 9 in the morning. Like, they're like, we gotta do errands or something. And I'm like, I don't have a real job. I buy houses from people losing them. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I wake up at midnight when they do, talk to them about the meth they could have tomorrow if they'll give me their keys today. You gotta find what they love, ma'am. Not their motivation, not their obstacles. You gotta find that unstoppable joy. And I'll tell you one thing about meth as a motivator. You lose a family real quick, but you'll definitely sell a house. Okay. Too real. You need to go closer to Oklahoma where it's so real it's funny again. Got it. So anyway, for no unknown reason, I'm at McDonald's. I finally make it to this drive-thru. I've cussed out most of traffic. The line is super long. I get to the box, and God, I don't know if it's drugs or the box, or what was happening. I just get a little. I want 15 hash browns. All of them. I don't know if you spray them, You tan them, what you're doing with these things. I want these faux Irish taters in my face now. I don't know what you've done wrong with your life, McDonald's. I'm ordering hash browns, one item. It's right there. It's item number 16 on the $half menu. You get 2 for $1.
Breakfast ended at 9:43. Thank you for coming to McDonald's, and the board just flipped.
For no particular reason, I'm inside yelling at this manager right at McDonald's. Completely unrelated story. What do you mean you don't have hash browns? I'm being like my best Karen. I've taken a number or whatever they're trying to be, a Whataburger. This is the only problem I have with this whole situation. It's like, look, it's like a very experienced porn star in a first-time mic stand. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a little tightness issue. If we could get some lube, if we're gonna have to wear a condom, we should definitely use some lube. I'll never forget, they still wouldn't give me hash browns. They said they were out. It took me 3 weeks working at that place before I was able to steal my first box. You guys have been a lot of fun. My name's David Merriken. Y'all have a great night.